My name is Douglas Shinifor. I'm a consultant dietitian at 24 Health, and today I want to talk to you about some of the things that you can do to prevent diabetes. We know that type 1 diabetes cannot be prevented, but we do know that there are certain things that you can do to reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes and also gestational diabetes. First of all, we know that certain risk factors, such as your age, your family history, your ethnicity, and even your gender, can increase your risk of type 2 diabetes. And these are risk factors that you cannot do anything about. But we also know that if your weight is up, if you have obesity, then your risk of developing type 2 diabetes is high. Of course, not everybody who has type 2 diabetes has obesity, but we do know that 4 in 5 cases of type 2 diabetes are in people who have obesity. So if your weight is up, your best chance of reducing your risk of type 2 diabetes is to get support to be able to lose that weight, because we know that if you lose that weight, it can reduce your risk to the extent that there's evidence that every kilogram of weight you lose corresponds to about 16% reduction in your risk of type 2 diabetes. There are also certain foods that are associated with type 2 diabetes. So for example, we know that if you drink sugary drinks, if you eat very polished grains like white rice, also if you eat foods such as red meat and processed meat and white rice, as I mentioned, but also if you are eating things like fried potatoes or what people might say chips, then your risk of type 2 diabetes will increase. On the other hand, if you eat foods like fruits and vegetables, especially green leafy vegetables like kontomire, spinach, then your risk can be reduced. Also, if you eat fruits like berries, it will reduce your risk. And then there are things like your yogurt and then tea and coffee. They can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. Beyond that, we know that if you smoke and you reduce or stop smoking, it will reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. Lastly, we know that if you drink alcohol and you reduce the amount you're drinking, again, it will reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. But apart from all these, exercising will reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. By exercising, we mean you going for a walk, a brisk walk, that will make you warm, that will make you a little bit of out of breath, but you're able to communicate without being able to sing. That will help. But also, apart from even being physically active, if you sit less, then it will reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. Share this message with everybody so that they can begin to take steps in reducing their risk of type 2 diabetes, because we know that diabetes can lead to a lot of complications. Thank you.